When we got there, the owner showed us inside and began to tell us stories behind the house and share all the crazy experiences he's had while living there.
What's like the kind of craziest thing that you've seen in this house or experienced in this house or had someone experience?
Like we hear voices all the time. We'll see shadows once in a while. But I mean, it's part of the house.
Yeah.
Because you said you live here. Have you ever been scared walking around the house?
All the time.
I've heard many stories about this place, but I want to see real evidence of something paranormal. So naturally, when we got there, the first thing we decided to do was split up and explore the house by ourselves to see if we'd be able to discover anything.
I've decided to go outside. I'm going to be exploring here while the boys are inside.
Do you want basement or attic?
Dude, I don't want either.
Okay, how we're gonna do it is we're gonna do rock, paper, scissors. Winner gets the attic, okay? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, you won, you get the attic, I get the basement.
The attic is where most of the hot spots happen. That's where the girls' rooms were from the movie.
The house itself was built back in 1736 and has had many previous owners, all of which seem to have had some pretty terrifying experiences.
Apparently there's a gravesite out here. Kind of difficult to see, but this is like a little bit creepy.
I gotta find the basement. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know where it is.
No, dude. Oh my god, there's the attic.
I genuinely didn't think that I was gonna be this scared, but
I've been told that in this kind of backyard space, there are supposedly 5 graves of people here. So if there's anywhere to feel a presence, I think it's here.
Alright guys, here is the upstairs.
Paul and Chris were talking about how they felt some sort of presence inside of the house. I haven't felt anything like that yet. I honestly don't really know what to look for.
there is this constant feeling of being watched. I still haven't seen anything except for the little shadow that I saw in the corner of my eye when I first came in, but... So I just went off by myself to the washroom, and I have been driving for like, how many hours? I don't even know, so I'm extremely tired, but I saw something in the corner of my eye. It was like a shadow. It went up the stairs, I don't know.
The thing about me is I've never really believed in the supernatural. However, I've always wanted to. I'd have to see it for myself. For this reason, I would be willing to try almost anything and everything to try and make contact with a spirit. When I woke up this morning, I had a strange feeling come over me. However, I brushed it off as just stepping out of my comfort zone to experience something I never have before. We then began the 9-hour journey, which was the drive all the way down to the house. It was strange. As we got closer and closer to our destination, passing through the different states, the mood started to feel a lot creepier.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I think we should watch the Conjuring movie in the middle bedroom upstairs where the most activities happen.
Back at the house, we decided to put on the actual Conjuring movie so we can get a better understanding of the secrets that lay in store for us at the house. I've actually never seen this movie before, so I wasn't sure if it would scare me. But with the lights off in supposedly the most haunted room in the house, we were about to see. However, halfway through, we had to interrupt the movie. It was almost midnight, which meant only one thing. It was about to be April 21st, which is my 21st birthday. See, the house doesn't get rented out very often, but when it does, it fills up really fast. So the only date available for the next year was today.
So, it's midnight, and I just turned 21. This was the only day available for like a year to go into this house, and so...
I couldn't let this opportunity pass. I ordered myself a slice of cheesecake and got back to work, finishing up the movie before moving on to the next task.
Alright guys, so we finished the movie now, and we are going to break out the Ouija board. This is the part of horror movies where they're like, everyone in the audience is like, stop it.
A little scared from the movie, we headed down to the basement where we set up an Ouija board to try and make contact with any spirits in the house.
So the first rule is never use the Ouija board alone. The second rule is the Ouija board must be closed after use. Okay. Third rule is the Ouija board must be disposed of properly. Fourth rule is never use the Ouija board in your home. And the fifth rule is never use the Ouija board when you are in ill or debilitated condition, saying goodbye to whatever spirits may have been contacted.
In order to do this right, we were gonna have to take things really seriously.
Currently, I do not believe, but if anybody is listening, I want to, and I would really appreciate some contact.
We sat there and waited. Several minutes had passed and we didn't see signs of anything, but we kept going. I could tell the lack of sleep was starting to take effect on us, and I knew we all really badly wanted to see something happen, but nothing had yet. We were gonna have to take this to yet another level. Driving up there, we thought it might be a good idea to pick up some holy water. We stopped at a nearby small town and headed to the nearest church. It was closed. Rather than giving up, we decided to head to another. This is where we noticed something a bit odd. There were a surprising number of churches in this small town, but there was one thing in common with all of them. They were all out of holy water. Not sure if this meant something, we carried on without it. When we got there, the owner gave us some devices to try and help us make contact with the spirits that were in the house.
Closer it gets to the actual device.
This device right here allows you to detect the spirits using an electrical signal. If one were to pass by it, it would start making noise indicating the location. And this device right here is called a spirit box, and using radio waves can actually allow you to communicate with spirits directly. He told us of a technique where you sit in front of a mirror in complete darkness with noise-canceling headphones to experience the ultimate sensory deprivation. From there, if you listen closely and ask the right questions, you should be able to hear the actual voices of spirits.
Spirit, are you there?
As I sat there in complete darkness, the voice in my head began to get extremely loud. Why was I doing this? I didn't know anything about spirits. Could they haunt me or hurt me after I finished this? I kept listening to the static of the radio.
Are there any spirits in this house? I don't hear anything.
After a while, I figured the next best thing to do would be to take it all around the house, and this is where something interesting happened. I asked it to say wolf. It was the first word I could think of, and then I heard it.
Is this you trying to communicate with us, or is this just the radio frequencies? Say something in the next 3 seconds.
Spirit, if you're there, say wolf.
Even if it was the actual ghosts, like, using the radio to communicate with us, there's no way to distinguish that from just getting random radio signals.
It's so
if it's able to pick up the radio waves, like everyone says, you know, you hear like one word at a time and you say like, oh, like dog, what about the dog? Well, that seems like,
just like
if it's able to pick up dog, yeah,
It's
wouldn't
quite
it be
the-
able
it's quite a
to
jump.
pick up like a sentence?
Here's the problem. That wasn't the first time we've tried asking, and after that, we didn't hear anything else.
the middle bedroom?
Yeah. Say wolf.
Are you trying to communicate with us?
Spirit, if you're there, say wolf.
We chalked it up to a weak radio signal and moved on. By this point, we were starting to get tired and a little frustrated.
I'll be honest, as of now, I can see why this house is scary, but I'm not scared of it yet. I haven't seen any signs for there to be any reason for me to be scared. I haven't made any contact with spirits. So we're gonna have to keep trying, but this isn't looking hopeful.
We all really wanted something to happen. I asked the boys if they had any ideas.
I'm willing to let you try would be going in the washroom and do the Bloody Mary.
Okay. Just
That would be
say Bloody Mary in the mirror
3 times
3 times.
with a candle.
And do I have to do it alone?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
When I went into the washroom, I noticed my heart was actually beating a lot faster. Normally something like this wouldn't scare me, but for some reason it was.
A little bit scary, actually. I'm giving this a try because I need to overcome any fear. I believe this won't harm me. That's why I'm giving this a try. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. We need to keep going.
I was safe, but I still wanted to see something, some sort of proof. I had an idea.
For a last and final effort, I think what we should do is, like they did in the movie, let's turn all the lights off. We'll play a game of hide and clap. See if any of us end up seeing anything along the way while we're alone, vulnerable in the dark. The way this works is one person will be it, and the other 2 will be clapping.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be it. I'll try and find you guys. You guys find a hiding spot. I can say clap 3 times. When I say clap, you give me 2 clap, and I will try and find you.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's get it.
We decided to play downstairs in complete darkness. I gave the boys a second to hide before moving to try and find them.
Alright guys, we are playing hide and clap now, and I'm literally in the basement in the scariest part of the house, or at least to me, which is the furnace room. You know what, I'm gonna hide by the electrical box because that's something I know and I'm familiar with.
Alright guys, I found this really good spot. It's right underneath here. I really hope there aren't any spiders under here. Clap!
See, it's good because he has a blindfold on, so he can't see the light.
I can hear his footsteps.
Clap!
Last one, let's go. I think Tyler found Chris.
I thought I could run, but then I was like, wait, I have to stay in the same spot.
Alright, Paul, I can't find you.
Yo, I won, let's go.
At this point in the night, after almost a full day with no sleep, your mind may begin to play tricks on you. I had to keep this in mind moving forwards. At this time of the night is when something incredibly strange happened.
So I know for a fact that there are fake mediums. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd have to see, like, proving that ghosts are real are one thing, like spirits, but proving that medium.
We hadn't touched it at all and decided to go through some footage to see what could have happened.
Just to recap what happened, I was telling a story about how I didn't think that mediums were real, even less than I believe in ghosts. However, I said the words ghosts are real.
Proving that ghosts are real are one thing, like spirits, but proving that medium.
That's when this went off. For the first time without us being anywhere near it.
Out of the blue, I decided to ask something.
Unless it starts again in the next 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds, if there are any spirits in this room.
Whether spirits are real or not, the whole concept of an afterlife or not, is there life after death? It's all part of the unknown. Often, we are scared of the unknown. But sometimes, the unknown is not out there to hurt us. We end up not being afraid of what's actually out there, rather what we let our minds create.
See, this thing's weird, because it's janky and all, like, the weird timing.
I can't trust this, man.
Yeah, right? I want to.
I'm screwed a little bit.
You think that was it?
Yep.
Sorry, boys. We're busted. We survived the night in the actual Conjuring house.
Don't let fear hold you back from experiencing the things you've always wanted to do.